If you're looking for resort-style living in a community on a lake in Maryland, then this video is for you. I'm about to go over the Lake Linganore community of Newmarket, Maryland, and tell you everything that you need to know before moving here. Hey everyone, welcome to the video. My name is Eddie Brady. I'm a realtor here in Maryland. And if this is your first time visiting the channel, thank you for being here. I make videos like this every single week about what it's like to live in Maryland, the best places to live, and all the market updates that you should know before moving here. And if that's you, I've made it even easier to reach out to me at the end of this video. If you just go in the description or the captions, you can click on the link to set up a one-on-one consultation with me, and I'll be happy to get you started. Now, there's a lot to cover about Lake Linganore. Not only is this a massive community, but it has a lot of unique amenities and things about it that no other communities in Frederick County have. Now, this community is located in Newmarket, Maryland, which is just outside of Frederick, about a 15-minute drive. It's just under an hour from Baltimore and just under an hour from Fort Meade, and about an hour and 15 minutes from Washington, D.C. And the commute time can vary based on which village you live in, and that's because there are 14 villages in Lake Linganore, with 3 more on the way in the near future. But the current villages are located on just under 4,000 acres of land, and there's 850 acres of open space in this community, and it's all surrounding the 209-acre Lake Linganore. Like I said, this is a massive community, and the plans for this have been in the works for a very long time. They had the original plans approved in 1968, and back then this was planned to be called Eagle Head, but they decided to change the name to Lake Linganore after the Linganore Corporation who developed the property. But even though it was approved back in 1968, the majority of the homes in Lake Linganore have been built since 1990 and onward. So all the 1990s homes were all lake house style homes. They have a lot of unique qualities about them, and it's actually very hard to find 2 houses that are exactly alike. And as you get into the newer villages of Lake Linganore, some of which are still being built today, you're going to find a lot more newer modern homes from large national builders like Ryan Homes. So those styles tend to be a little more similar than the older styles that you see in the 1990s built homes in Lake Linganore. But the point here is that you have a lot of options, a lot of variety of the style of homes that you can choose from in this community, and also the age of homes that you can choose from in this community. So what actually draws people to Lake Linganore? Well, I'd have to say, unlike many communities where location is the key factor in where they decide to live, I'd say the community itself is the reason that most people are moving to Lake Linganore. You'll hear me talk a lot about this in my other videos about how living there is nice because it's a great commuter location, or it's close to shopping, or some other reason that's location based. But for Lake Linganore in itself, I'd say the biggest draw is that it's a resort style community, and there just aren't many communities like this in Maryland in general, and definitely not in Frederick County. And people that live in Lake Linganore really do feel like they are at a resort community. I recently helped a client sell their home in the West Winds village of Lake Linganore, and I like to ask my clients what their favorite part of living in the home was. And what they told me was that when they came home from work every day, they felt like they were going on vacation when they got home. They didn't feel like they were at home in a normal neighborhood. They felt like it was always a vacation, always a resort. And that was a really cool thing to hear, and I think that's very unique to this community. And one of the things that made them feel this way is that this is a golf cart community, which means there's golf carts everywhere. It is very normal that people do not take their regular cars to all of the amenities. They hop in their golf carts, and there's golf cart designated trails just like a lake resort community should have. So that's why it just feels like a vacation when you live here. So what amenities are available if you do live here that you can take your golf cart to? So you have everything you'd expect to find in amenities like tennis courts, basketball courts, a dog park. You have picnic areas, pavilions, and playgrounds. But you also have amenities that a lot of surrounding communities don't have, like an indoor racket club, or a full disc golf course with a restaurant clubhouse, or the hiking trails that surround the entire lake that go from easy to intermediate to hard level trails. You have so many amenities right in this small area. You also have 4 pools that are spread out conveniently throughout the community that are included in your HOA fees, and the biggest part of living in this community is obviously the lakes. The first is obviously Lake Linganore, which is the biggest lake of the community. It has 13 miles of shoreline. It's a 50-foot deep lake at its deepest point, and it's fully man-made. It's all fresh water. It actually supplies drinking water to Frederick City. So if you're boating or kayaking in the lake, everything has to be an electric motor or paddle only. And this lake also has 2 sand beaches on it where you can go put out your beach chairs and really feel like you're on vacation. Like I said, this is a resort style community living in Lake Linganore, and going to Lake Linganore itself is what's going to make you feel right there on vacation, right on the beaches. You can also go to the boat ramps or the kayak put in areas and get out on the water. Just a really cool place to live and think you have this at your fingertips every single day of the week when you get home. And then you have 3 smaller lakes in the community as well, the biggest of those being Lake Merle, which you could still kayak and put small boats in, but it's mostly popular for fishing. And then the 2 smallest lakes are Lake Anita Louise and Lake Marion, which you're not going to be boating or kayaking in, but are still popular for fishing. And an important thing to note about this community association is that they take their amenities very seriously, and they don't want the general public taking advantage of those amenities. So they make it very hard for the general public to access the amenities. And also there's a ton of parking restrictions in the community. You have to have parking passes pretty much anywhere other than your own house. So just make sure if you are visiting the area, you're very careful about that. But when you're living here, that's a great thing. These amenities, you're paying for them. So you don't want the outside public coming in and using them when they're not paying for them or destroying them. So this is one of the great things about Lake Linganore. They take it very seriously and the residents really appreciate that. And on top of the amenities that Lake Linganore has, there's also a ton of events throughout the year. Like I said, there's a strong culture in this community and they make sure they keep everyone together with a ton of events. And in 2023, they had 20 total events throughout the year, with some of the most popular being the 4th of July fireworks, the New Year's fireworks, the summer concert series, and Food Truck Tuesdays. And with all of these events and amenities, you pretty much never have to leave your community. You feel like you're on vacation throughout the entire year. And like I said, that's the biggest draw that brings people to Lake Linganore, is they feel like they're really living at a resort town. And this is just inside the community itself. It's not taking into account the actual town that Lake Linganore is inside of, which is Newmarket. And Newmarket is a very cool historic town that's on the southern side of Lake Linganore community, and it was founded in 1793, and it's actually known as the antique capital of Maryland. So when you're going through downtown, you'll see a ton of antique stores, but you can also go to the restaurants downtown or just walk the streets. It's a really cool place to visit. So if you're living in Lake Linganore, you have a lot of options of things to do right nearby. Newmarket also has a lot of commercial shopping centers nearby, so if you need to go to the grocery store or other restaurants, pretty much everything you need outside of that is right there in Newmarket for a really quick drive. Or if you want to go into Frederick, just 15 minutes away, you definitely have everything you need inside of Frederick. Now, if you're looking to move to Lake Linganore, you're probably wondering about the real estate market and the prices. And this community, like I said, has such a wide variety of homes that it's hard to pinpoint an exact number. If I give you a median price range, it's not going to be accurate for every village since they're all so different. They're built in different years, different styles. But if you're looking for a townhouse, you're going to be paying at least $400,000 for a townhouse, even for an existing townhome. And if you're looking for a single family detached home, those can go all the way up to just over $1 million and anywhere in between. So it's really important that you pick the community that you want to live in, you pick the style that you want in your home, and then it's much easier to narrow down a price range. And just a reminder that there are brand new construction communities still going on in Lake Linganore. You have the Hamptons on the north side that are just finishing out with Ryan Homes, and you have the same thing on the southern end in the Oakdale Village, and they're just finishing up a ton of single family and townhouses down there right by Oakdale High School. And Oakdale is a very popular village because it's very close to Interstate 70, which is your major commuter route if you're going into Frederick or into Baltimore or even over to I-270 down to DC. So it's a very popular location. It also has a lot more shopping and amenities nearby. And with Oakdale High School being within the village itself, just a really popular place for people with kids that want to be in that school system. The long and short of living in Lake Linganore is that there is so much to do here. You feel like you live in a resort community because it really is. The amenities are amazing, the events are amazing, and the culture is second to none in this area. So if you are looking to move to Lake Linganore, you have to have a plan. You have to know what you're looking for, the type of house, the style, the price range you want to be in. And if that's something that you need help with, please reach out to me. I am happy to help you get started on that search. Just click on the link in the description below or in the caption and I will take it from there. I will guide you through the entire process and I cannot wait to help you with that. And as always, if you like this video, make sure to like and subscribe so you stay up to date on all of my videos about moving to Maryland.